Hi, this is David. I'm with Republic Manufacturing, and today I have the RB1200, and I'm going to show you guys how to uninstall and install the bearing housing assembly on this particular unit. The reason we're using this particular unit is because the uninstall and install instructions will be the same for the RB800, older version RB2000, and RB2400 as well. So first thing you'll notice is the belt guard and the belt already removed. Now, there are previous videos you can reference in order to take the belt off, but let's go ahead and get started. So we need a 3/8 socket, 1/4 inch socket, as well as a 1/4 inch extended socket, torque wrench set to 25 foot-pounds, anti-seize, and 2 clamps, and possibly an impact, but the impact can be used strictly for disassembly and really set light for reassembly because of the bolts needing to be torqued. So the first thing we want to do is take off the blower housing. So we're going to use a 3/8 socket, and we're going to use an impact, and we're going to remove the band clamp that actually holds the housing on. So once this band clamp is removed, we can go ahead and we can take off the blower housing itself. Once the blower housing is removed, you'll notice we have 1, 2, 3, and there's a bolt behind the tension arm assembly, so we want to make sure we get that. So what you may have to do is actually remove the tension arm assembly itself. However, in this case, if we just remove the spring tension off of it, it will swing out of the way so we can access our last bolt here. So we're going to use our 1/4 inch socket, and we're going to remove all 7 of these bolts. Once we've removed all 7 of the bolts, we can use an extended 1/4 inch socket and actually access the last bolt. So we're going to take our extended 1/4 inch socket and remove the last bolt. So once we got the last bolt loose, and it may stay in there, may not, but we can go ahead and we can just slide the bearing housing assembly out. Once the bearing housing assembly has been removed, we can go ahead and get the new one and reinstall it. So now, to reinstall the bearing housing assembly, we're going to just slide it into the back of the back plate. The good news is these bolt holes are all symmetrical. We'll start with the bolt that's behind the tension arm assembly, and then we'll go ahead and install the other 7. One of the things we recommend is using a little anti-seize on all the bolts. So once we have all our bolts installed, we can go ahead and start running those down. Once we have all those installed, you'll need a torque wrench set at 25 foot-pounds, and we're going to torque them all down. Once we got them torqued down, we'll double check. Once we've checked everything, we made sure everything's torqued, we can install our blower housing. And one of the things that we'll get to help us hold the blower housing in place while we put the band clamp on is we can use these clamps. And they don't have to be tight, just, again, they're just to hold. Slide our band clamp down. And we'll use our 3/8 socket to go ahead and tighten our band clamp. But one of the things we can do is we just run the band clamp down to where it holds the blower in place. We can remove our clamps. Once the clamps are removed, and if this is not too tight, we can adjust our blower housing assembly, and we can slide our bearing housing up, and then we can tighten that back down and lock it in place. Once that's nice and tight and locked in place, we can go ahead and put the spring back on from the tension arm assembly. And you've now uninstalled and installed the bearing housing assembly again on the RB1200. If you have any questions, please contact your Republic sales rep. They'll be more than happy to assist you.